Hi guys, welcome to Nora Christine Live. We are doing a super stream tonight. We're going to start with talking about occult killings because I promise you, because it's Halloween, we are focused on true crime this month. Then we will talk about some drama with Britney Spears and her husband. And lastly, we'll end with some reality stuff. So, shout out to everyone watching. Buckle up, it's going to be a good stream tonight. So, the first topic that we are going to be covering, guys, it is True Crime October. And we are talking about serial killings. And I did a poll on my page, and everyone voted to talk about occult killings. So we are going to break that down tonight to give the viewers what they want. The first occult killing that I researched and I saw that I don't think many people know about is the Chilawabi murders that happened in Malawi. Okay. So I have this clip right here that we'll kick it off with that kind of breaks it down. And this is like really interesting. So, guys, hit the like button if you're watching. I appreciate your support. I see a few people watching on X. So, shout out to everybody tuned in. Let's go.
Have you heard of John Chilembwe, the man who started an uprising against colonial rule?
Traveled to the US from his home, native Nyasaland, which is modern-day Malawi, with his mentor, an English missionary named Joseph Booth. He came into spaces where he heard Afro-American militants speak, denouncing the ways they'd been treated by the government and the white populace. Chilembe was heavily influenced, and in 1901 he broke his partnership with Booth.
So that's kind of like part of it. Like, that's not the whole story. But pretty much what happened with this is they said that uh, there were killings that took place in Malawi between 1960 and 1970. They are sometimes referred to as Malawi's first modern serial killings, and they're believed to be connected to occult or witchcraft practices. Okay. Um, so what happened was at least 31 people, majority men, ended up being unalived. Okay. And the method were nighttime home invasions. Victims were often strangled, stabbed, or mutilated. The motive believed was blood rituals or witchcraft based murders. It caused mass panic, riots, and curfews. Malawi was newly independent, as you just saw, due to the uprising that I talked about. And there were traditional beliefs in witchcraft, which remained strong, especially in rural and suburban areas like Chilababwe, which is the area that I just played for you guys. Okay. So pretty much, due to that, they had instability. They had instability in their country, they had instability in their lands, and this definitely led to it. Okay. And the government at the time launched an intense investigation after public outrage and murder and rumors that the murders were politically motivated or even connected to government officials. So that's why it was important that I played that clip for you guys. The regime imposed a nighttime curfew and sent in the police and army. There were dozens of arrests, but unfortunately, evidence were thin. Authorities initially accused a man named Robert Casamera due to be confused with the later Malawian politician of the same name. But most of the supposed rituals were tied based on hearsay, so they let him go. So I mean, guys, there were definitely occult things attached to that, right? One of the occult things that were attached to that is that when they would find the bodies, they were drained of blood. They had missing organs, which led to speculation about bloodsuckers, which was a reoccurring superstition of Malawi that still surfaces today. The killings became wrapped in fears of magic for profit. So basically, they're like, okay, you want something done, we can get you a body, and then they would unalive a person. So like that's pretty crazy that like that would happen. Um, that was interesting. Like that's a good one. That was a good first one. I mean, that's a lot of people, 31 people. I've never heard of this until I did my research on what were the top stories. I also got some pictures here for you guys to show you guys of everything for what they looked like at the time. I'll show you guys pictures that they took in the 1970s of Africa. Guys, can you just do me a favor? I see a few of you guys watching on X. Can we tap the screen? Let's get the likes up and support the live. So this is one picture. This is another picture. This is a woman. I guess she was like a witch. This is where Malawi is on the map in Africa. That's another map of Malawi. This is some pictures of men. So I just wanted to show you guys some things about it. So the next killing was the murder of Sally McNally and Shane Stewart in 1988. So teenagers Shally and Shane were murdered near Lake Nasworthy in Texas in 1988. Their case gained attention because of rumors that were involved in a satanic cult. So that's pretty interesting. I mean, because again, like they were both pretty young. And I have this clip that I want to show for you guys. This guy explains it better. So, guys, thank you for supporting the live. Here we go.
Were these some kind of ritual murders or just a very bizarre unsolved mystery? Hello, true crimers. This is the case of Shane Stewart and Sally McNally. Viewer discretion is advised. At the time of this story, Shane Stewart was 16 and Sally McNally was 18, and they lived in San Angelo, Texas. In 1987, they became a couple, but at some point they broke up, and then by July of 1988, they were in the process of possibly reconciling their relationship. When Sally got caught sneaking out of the house a few times, her mom kept asking her, "Where are you going?" Sally wouldn't say anything, so Sally's mom would ask a friend. The friend said that Sally and Shane had become involved in a satanic cult. A couple of friends would even confirm that Sally attended these like cult parties, and some of these friends of Sally's were invited, and so they went. But they were so freaked out by it that they left. Sally they said, would go into these trances. Shane became involved and he became like more violent. He was, hitting other teenagers. Around January or February of 1988, Sally would call the police and say that the cult that she was sort of in was involved in illegal things. She even produced a gun that she said some members of this cult used in a murder. And so the police took the gun and they ran the serial number and they realized this was a stolen gun. But that gun was never traced to any actual murders. By June of 1988, Sally became concerned. She was afraid that the cult was going to retaliate against her and Shane. And then by late June or early July of 1988, the two of them, they reconciled their relationship after being separated for a short period of time, which takes us to July 4th, 1988. They had gone to Lake Nasworthy there in San Angelo, Texas, and they were going there to watch the fireworks. This was at approximately 9 p.m., which witnesses can confirm they were there. A short time after the fireworks had ended, another witness would see the couple here at O.C. Fisher Lake. The witness said they saw a person in a pickup truck pull up next to Shane's vehicle. They heard Sally say,
"Okay, guys, let's pause right there, okay? He gave a lot of facts and we'll play the rest of it, but I want to also add some things. So this was Texas. It happened July 4th, 1988, Independence Day weekend. Bodies were then found, fast forward to November 1988. It's still unsolved to this day. So the cult involvement. So Sally was a cheerleader. She was very popular. She was outgoing. Shane graduated recently in the U.S. Navy. He was on leave at the time. So they were watching fireworks, 1988. Witnesses saw them leaving the lake together in Shane's in his Ford Mustang. After that, they vanished. All right. So thank you guys for watching on TikTok. Just so you know, I am live streaming on YouTube, link in bio if you're interested in watching. We are breaking down occult and true crime tonight for Halloween coming. So then their car was found a day later. Personal items were missing, but there were no signs of struggle. Then fast forward 5 months later in November, it was like almost like fate because it was right before the freeze in November. A hunter discovered 2 decomposed bodies near the reservoir. The remains were later confirmed to be Sally and Shane. Both were shot execution style. So where does the satanic occult things come in? It came in because a local group of teens and young adults were rumored to be in satanic rituals, animal sacrifices, and occult meetings around San Angelo at the time. Shane and Sally were known to attend one or more of the gatherings. So it's almost like they were sacrificed. That's really weird, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's really weird. Late Friends later said Sally had turned in a stolen gun to a police that she believed was linked to the group and that she feared retaliation. So this was like a get back from what I'm gathering. Maybe not even a cult killing. Maybe it was just a get back. Maybe it was retaliation. Police reports and media accounts mentioned the claims that the couple had seen too much. Ritualistic paraphernalia were reportedly found in areas near where the bodies were found. So pentagrams, candles, animal remains. However, these items are disputed. Much of the satanic narrative came from 1980s hysteria about occult crime. The case went cold for decades. In 2017, San Angelo police reopened the investigation after new forensic analysis became available. Guys, if you're watching on TikTok, please come to the YouTube link in bio. Let's get the likes up, and you guys can go check out the videos I'm playing on YouTube. So in 2018, investigators focused on a local man with prior violent history and ties to Sally and Shane's social circle. However, no arrests were made. The case became infamous as part of the Satanic Panic, a nationwide wave of fear over supposed occult crimes in the 1980s. And it's been featured on many things like Unsolved Mysteries. So yeah, is this an occult crime? I'm not convinced. I'm feeling like it's more like retaliation than anything else than occult crime. It's giving me more retaliation vibes than occult crime vibes. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think it was an occult crime. That's just me. Okay. So the next case, guys, that we're going to touch on moving forward. Actually, wait, y'all saw their pictures. Let me show you guys what they looked like before we move on. This is what they looked like. If you guys are watching on the TikTok, you guys can follow along. Link in bio. I'm on YouTube Live. But yeah, this is what they looked like. They were really young looking. That's really sad. Anyways, okay. Move on to the next case. So the next occult crime that we're going to talk about is the West Memphis murders in 1993. The West Memphis murders, it was the case that occurred in West Memphis 3. So I guess it was Arkansas, it wasn't even West Memphis. So in 1993, 3 boys were murdered in West Memphis, Arkansas. Prosecutors claimed the killings were part of a satanic ritual. 3 teenagers, also known as the West Memphis 3, were convicted. Through evidence and motive remain controversial. So I'm sure we're going to find out details about why it happened. This is very interesting. I think I did hear about this one. This one is pretty famous, actually. This is probably one of the most famous ones we are going to touch on. And here we go, guys. I'm pulling up a clip right now. If you want to watch, hit the like button, guys. So we are going to share a clip of the West Memphis murders here. And if you're watching on TikTok again, you can go to my YouTube link in bio. Here we go.
Friday. Tonight we start with new developments in the West Memphis 3 case. Thanks for joining us at 10. I'm Rolly Hoyt.
And I'm Faith Woodard. In May of 1993, the bodies of 8-year-old Stevie Branch, Michael Moore, and Christopher Byers were found in the Robin Hills neighborhood of West Memphis.
Police there arrested Jesse Miskelly, Jason Baldwin, and Damian Eccles for those murders. During a trial, the jury found Baldwin and Miskelly guilty of 3 counts of capital murder, both getting life sentences. The verdict sent Eccles to the death row.
After over 18 years in prison, the 3 accepted an Alford plea, which allowed them to maintain their innocence but plead guilty. Then in 2021, a new development in the case, new laws opening the door to test old DNA with new technology. And tonight, Catherine Rowley continues this 11 News investigation after spending the day reading the order and talking to people connected to the case.
Rolly and Faith, in 2021, this box right behind me was uncovered after attorneys were told that it had been destroyed in a fire. Now that box contained the ligatures that the boys were bound with when they were found. DNA technology at the time of the murders wasn't anywhere near that level that we have today. But thanks to those state laws, it is now set to be tested, opening the door to new hope for the West Memphis 3 in the case. Arkansas Act 1780 allows people convicted of a crime to seek post-conviction relief based on new scientific evidence that could prove their innocence. Damian Eccles brought this to a Crittenden County judge. That case made its way all the way to the Arkansas Supreme Court decision that reversed the original ruling. In the agreement signed on Friday, the state agreed to send the ligatures, hairs found at and near the scene, in for testing. In total, there are about 15 different DNA samples that were collected from the crime scene that are now going to be tested. Also in that order, the hair of Terry Hobbs, the stepfather of Stevie Branch. I asked Patrick Banka, Damien Echols' attorney, how significant this order is for the DNA to be tested. He said that it starts the process of having those ties tested by this new method of DNA extraction and believes that the killer or killers could be identified upon the completion of the testing. He also said that this ruling paves the way for those who have been trying to prove their actual innocence.
All right, Catherine, you've been following the update since you came to Arkansas, but what does this now mean for the case that has been ongoing now for the past 32 years?
So I asked the same thing to Patrick Banka, who's Damien Echols' attorney, and he told me that this means that the West Memphis Three will now could be exonerated and those responsible could be identified. He also said that hopefully that this means that the family of those three boys could finally get some justice when it comes to the next steps in that DNA. The DNA has to be delivered to the crime lab within 10 days, and we could see the results before the end of fall.
All right, Catherine, thank you. We'll be sure to follow this story and keep track of that testing. And
okay, guys, so pretty much let's get back to the facts at hand here. So there were 3 victims, all age 8, Steve Branch, Michael Moore, and Christopher Byers. They were unalived on May 5th, 1993 in Arkansas, West Memphis. On May 6th, 1993, they were found in a drainage ditch in Robin Hood Hills Woods. The convicted suspects are known as the West Memphis Three. That was who we talked about: Damien Echols, Jason Baldwin, and Jesse McKinley Jr. However, in 2011, all 3 were released after 18 years in prison via Alford plea. So maintaining their innocence while acknowledging evidence could convict. 2024, the case still remained unsolved in terms of who actually unalived the boys. Okay. And so what happened was 3 boys went bike riding together after school. When they didn't return home, their parents called the police that night. The next day, searchers found the boys naked, bound hand and foot with shoelaces, and submerged in a muddy drainage ditch. Christopher Byers had suffered additional mutilation in his genital area. God, poor baby. There were no clear evidence of assault through the crime scene suggested by extreme violence and ritualistic posing. At the time, the U.S. was deep in the Satanic panic era. Fear of satanic cults supposedly infiltrating small towns. Again, we talked about that again. That seems to be like a reoccurring thing. Local police quickly suspected teenagers who dressed in black, listened to heavy metal, and read occult books, particularly Damien Echols, an 8-year-old known for his gothic interests. So this is why, they were found gagged. They were found gagged. The date was near a supposed pagan holiday known as Beltane. The boys' bindings resembled ritual constraints. One body was mutilated. So these are why they are saying that this was a cult unalivement. Okay, this is why they're saying those things. But nonetheless, unfortunately, this pretty sick. This is hard to read about. Years later, no DNA from the West Memphis Three was found at the crime scene. Hair found in ligature was consistent with Terry Hobbs, the stepfather of Stevie Branch. Another hair was consistent with David Jacoby, a friend of Hobbs. So why didn't they arrest them? I don't get it. Both men denied involvement and were never charged. This is weird to me. There's theories about what really happened, guys. You guys know I'm all about the theories. Put our tinfoil hats on. This is theory. Stepdad of Stevie Branch were last seen with the boys. DNA consistent with evidence at the scene. History of domestic violence. There was another theory that a Bojangles man, an identified bleeding man, that entered a nearby Bojangles, denied the murders. Police collected blood samples but lost them before testing. Third is a teen satanic cult theory based on rumors, black clothing, and Damon's interest. Now this has been discredited. Lastly, a random drifter or transient theory. Okay. So again, guys, this is probably the saddest case I've heard yet that we've talked about tonight. It's sad to hear little baby boys that this happened to them. It's pretty disgusting. I got some photos for you guys. If you're watching, please hit the like button. Let's get the likes up. I see a few of you guys watching on X. Here's the 3 that were initially arrested. And then here are look how young they look. Wow, they were like babies. This is what they look like when they were released. These were the baby boys that were unalived. So yeah, lots of details surrounding this. Very weird, very sad. So we're gonna go to the next satanic occult killings. The Malt Kilroy murder and the occult of Adolfo Costanzo. This happened in Mexico and the US in the late 80s. Hold on, guys. Okay. So pretty much Adolfo Costanzo, he led a cult linked to scrug trafficking and rituals involving Palo Moyabo and Afro-Caribbean religion. One victim was U.S. student Mark Kilroy, who they said was tortured and unalived in a human sacrifice. So let's learn about this. This is really sick, sad. If you guys are watching on TikTok, please head over to the YouTube link in bio to check it out so you can watch the video that I'm playing.
Constanzo was a charismatic figure who combined elements of Palo Mayombe, a syncretic religion with Afro-Cuban roots, with drug trafficking. He convinced his followers that human sacrifices would protect them from law enforcement and ensure their success in the drug trade. Constanzo's cult performed gruesome rituals involving torture and human sacrifice, believing that these acts would grant them supernatural powers. Kilroy became one of their unfortunate victims. Armed with Garcia's confession, authorities raided the Santa Elena Ranch on April 11, 1989. What they found was a scene of unimaginable horror. Kilroy's remains were discovered along with the remains of several other victims. Kilroy had been brutally tortured and murdered in a ritualistic sacrifice. His death sent shockwaves through both the American and Mexican communities. The discovery of Kilroy's murder and the extent of the cult's activities led to a massive manhunt for Constanzo and his followers. Constanzo was a charismatic figure who combined elements of Palo Mayombe,
All right, guys. So
religion with Afro-Cuban roots.
As you guys heard, that was pretty sad. What happens? It's a sick world we live in, bro. That's all I gotta say. It's a sick world. People are always looking for fulfillment and love, and they go and they find these cults, and then they get met with weirdos and bad things happen. So here's a detailed breakdown of it, guys. Mark Kilroy was baby, 21 years old. He was abducted March 14, 1989. He was discovered on April 11th in 1989. So just a little shy of a month in Mexico, okay, bordering Brownsville, Texas. The perpetrators are Adolfo Constanzo and Sarah Ardalte's club, cult known as the Narco Satanists. So I guess they were a scrug dealing crew. So ritual sacrifice for protection of the Krug operations. Okay. He was a college student from Santa Fe, Texas, studying pre-med at the University of Texas. In March 1989, he went to Matamoros, Mexico with friends for spring break, a popular party destination. On the night of March 14th, he was seen after leaving a bar. He disappeared. Around 2 a.m., him and his friends were walking back to their car. He stopped to talk to a girl, then fell behind. Witnesses later recalled a man calling out, "Hey, Mark," before Kilroy approached the truck and disappeared, guys. Okay. His friends searched the area, assuming he might have crossed back into Texas on his own, but he never returned. After a month-long investigation into a drug trafficking ring, they stumbled upon something far darker. On April 11th, authorities raided a ranch called Rancho Santa Elena, located about 20 miles outside of Matamoros. They then discovered evidence of ritual unalivements tied to occult practicing Palo Mayombe, which is the Afro-Cuban religion that Costanzo had twisted into violent ritualism. Okay. 15 mutilated bodies buried in shallow graves were found. So now this is a real freaking occult killing, guys. This is the real deal right here. We finally found one. I finally found you guys one. I found a real one right here. There's no questioning that this is a occult killing. The others, I was like, this one is it. The little boys and this one is it for me. And maybe the one in Africa, I guess, that we first talked about. What they found was human remains in a cauldron mixed with animal blood, human bones, and ritual objects. They found Kilgore's brain, spine, and other body parts in the cauldron, sacrificed to give power to the occult. Weapons, other paraphernalia, ritual paraphernalia were found. This is weird. And homeboy Adolfo Costanzo wasn't even born in Mexico. He was initially born in 1962 in Miami. He was a Cuban American who moved to Mexico in his teens. He trained as a Palo Mayombe priest, later became a psychic and spiritual advisor to Mexico City's wealthy elites, including traffickers and corrupt officials. He claimed his rituals could make criminals invisible to police and invincible in combat. Oh, this is weird, guys. This is weird. The cult was a fusion of trafficking and black magic. Costanzo convinced members that sacrificing humans would grant them supernatural protection from law enforcement and ritual rivals. Victims were often runners or rivals abducted near the border. They were tortured, unalived, and dismembered as offerings. Oh my God, this is so weird. So capture. So May 6th, they captured him and several cult members, and they were cornered in a Mexico City apartment. As police closed in, Costanzo ordered one of his followers to unalive him. So him. Refusing to be taken alive, he was killed alongside his lover and top lieutenant, Martin Quintana Rodriguez. So I guess he was gay. I don't know. Sarah was a high priestess, was captured alive and sentenced to 60 years in prison for multiple counts of murder, kidnapping, and association with organized crime. Other cult members received long sentences as well. The case exposed deep corruption in Mexico, police, and circles. So yeah, guys, this was an interesting one. This one was a good one. This one was the best one yet. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is the real deal right here. This is pretty interesting. I have another clip I want to play for you guys because this was an interesting one. I want to show you guys video to liven it up. Here we go. Let me play this for you. And it's not playing. Let's see. This music is even freaky. All right, guys. So that was, I'm not gonna lie, that was a good one right there. Yeah, I've had enough of the occult. I guess we have 3 more we have to do. I did promise you the top 7, so I will keep my word. I'm kind of like freaked out now. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little freaky. It's Halloween night. Guys are having a good time. Please hit the like button. So much to say about the occult unalivements here. So the next one is the death of Jeanette De Palma. Okay. This was in New Jersey in 1972. So Jeanette De Palma, let me tell you what happened to her. She was 16 years old. Her body was found in a quarry in 1972 with rumors of an occult ritual scene, makeshift crosses, wood branches in a coffin shape. The cause of death is unsolved, and the occult element remains speculative. So let's learn more about how she was unalived here. Oh, she was really pretty. I think she looks Italian. Let me share the screen, guys. If you're watching, please hit the like button. Let's hear about what happened to old Jeanette.
Picture suburban Springfield, New Jersey, 1972. A housewife is unpacking groceries in her kitchen when her dog drops a half-rotted human forearm at her feet. Within hours, police find themselves climbing the steep rock face known to locals as the Devil's Teeth. What they find up there ignites more than a half-century of rumors about witches, drugs, and even a notorious serial killer.
It's Friday, and you're listening to MU Minis.
What is up, crime crew? Ed here from Murder Unscripted, and I want to welcome you to this week's MU Mini. Couple's 8 children. Jeanette was the second youngest in her family, who were described as friendly, but very reclusive. The De Palmas were a tight-knit clan bonded by their love of God. Friends say the family could always be found at the Assemblies of God Evangelical Church, handing out pamphlets and spreading the good word. In the mid-1960s, the De Palmas picked up and moved from the gritty Newark suburbs 30 minutes away to Springfield, where they bought a fancy house in a new development on Mountain View Road. By 1972, the now 16-year-old Jeanette was attending John Dayton Regional High School and had dreams of attending Bible college after graduation. Her peers say the sweet, kind, caring girl would always try to lead her friends to Jesus and routinely volunteered with her church, helping those with crippling drug addictions. But behind her back, whispers circulated that Jeanette had a wild side, dating older boys, standing up to bullies, and hitchhiking when her mom's station wagon wasn't available. Fueling that gossip was the fact that Jeanette's dad, Sal, had alleged ties to the Sicilian mafia. It's August 7th, 1972, and Jeanette is soaking in the last bit of summer sun.
That doesn't surprise me.
She tells her mom she's planning on spending the day visiting with her cousin in nearby Berkeley Heights and plans on hitchhiking to the train station to get there. And in typical 1970s fashion, Florence says, "Okay, have fun." Around 1:20, Jeanette heads out the door wearing cutoff shorts, a light-colored tank top, and some flip-flops. It's the last time she'd ever be seen alive again.
Damn.
As the day winds on, Jeanette is a no-show at her part-time job and misses her 10 p.m. curfew at home. Florence immediately contacts the police to file a missing persons report, but surprise, surprise, she's told she must wait 24 hours, insinuating that Jeanette was just another restless teenage runaway. The De Palmas take matters into their own hands, though, and launch a massive search. But 6 weeks pass with not a single sign of Jeanette. Then, on September 19th, a local woman returns from grocery shopping and is unloading her bags when one of her dogs bounds through the kitchen carrying a decomposing human forearm. She immediately contacts the police. Officers search the area and trace the limb to Hudai Quarry, a maze of woods and cliffs stretching toward that new development on Mountain View. Near the summit of a 65-foot cliff dubbed the Devil's Teeth, rescuers find Jeanette face down, flip-flops by her side. Newspapers report her body had been ringed by logs and stones in what appeared to be a crude coffin shape. The body is too decayed for a full autopsy, but x-rays showed no bullets and no broken bones. The county coroner notes suspected strangulation, but simply documents Jeanette's death as suspicious. FBI lab reports no semen, no drugs, or no foreign hairs found on Jeanette's body, and there are some stains on her clothing, but they were too degraded to test. Jeanette's purse was missing, as well as a small cross necklace that she'd wear around her neck, possible trophies taken by her killer. There's also a clear vial containing an unknown substance near Jeanette's body, and her mom did say she had a cold when she left the house, so maybe it was medicine, maybe it was something else. We'll never know because it was never tested. Newspapers immediately jump on this coffin shape surrounding Jeanette's body, printing sensationalized headline after sensationalized headline, claiming crosses and animal remains that littered the crime scene. Not only is this untrue, the area is still reeling from the John List family murders in Westfield just 9 months earlier. Not to mention, this was an era when stories of witchcraft and the occult were running rampant, causing widespread panic that Jeanette fell victim to a satanic cult. But retired Springfield officer Donald Schwartz insists Jeanette had partied with some local teens and experimented with LSD up on that hill where she OD'd. Supporters of the theory point to that mysterious vial that lay next to her body, as well as Hudai's reputation as a teen hangout spot. But Jeanette's talk screen was clean, and friends swear the only drugs they ever saw Jeanette do was smoke the occasional joint. Over the years, several suspects were investigated, including a homeless man named Red Kira, who lived in the woods near the Devil's Teeth and allegedly fled after her body was found. Red was eventually cleared along with several other promising suspects, and soon, Jeanette's case goes cold, where it was.
Okay, guys, so let me give you guys the details I found. He talks a lot, but that was a good so you guys have visuals. So as you guys know, she was surrounded by sticks, logs, and crosses arranged in patterns. Some witnesses claims they were makeshift occult symbols. However, official reports did not confirm any satanic rituals. because this strange arrangement on the scene and the growing fear of witchcraft and Satanism in the 1970s, rumors spread quickly. Some said Jeanette was targeted because of her Christian faith, guys. So that was important, the fact that she was a Christian. Police examined several leads' friends, older crowd. She was with the older crowd who used drugs and attended weird parties. Her family's church community believed Jeanette was victim of evil forces because she had been trying to spread her faith. Local suspects. One man who worked near the quarry was rumored to be violent, but there was never enough evidence, so the case went cold. Okay. The alternative theories was a cult sacrifice, a drug overdose or accident, religious targeting, serial or local killers. So yeah, guys, that was a good one. I don't know. I mean, it seems like an occult, thing. Although it was just her, luckily, well, not luckily, but unfortunately, it was just her. So sad that her family had to go through that looking for her. Let's see, do I have good pictures here that I want to show you guys from what came up? Yeah, I'll show you guys this picture. So this was a news clipping. Guys, if you're watching, please hit the like button. Thank you for supporting the live and giving your girl a watch. Also, give me a follow if you're not already following me. Here's a clip. This is what she looked like. This was an original news article. This was another news article, girl sacrifice and witch rite, ? This is what she looked like. So yeah, very sad that this happened, guys. But yeah, this was an interesting one. But we're going to switch gears. For everyone watching, please give me a like. We are going to switch gears here. We're going to go and we're going to talk about the Real Housewives recap of the week. So thank you to everybody that supports your girl. I know a lot of people are like friends of mine. They're like, you recapping the Housewives has made me become a fan. So yeah, this is what we're going to do. We're going to make some new fans. We're going to make some new Housewife fans. So we're going to kick it off with the first show of the week, which is the Real Housewives of Potomac. Guys, Potomac is like basically like if this season was a roller coaster, this is how it would be. It started off hot and like it's going down. Like I'm getting kind of bored, guys. I'm not going to lie. I did not like this week's episode. I did not like last week's episode. But before we kick it off, I got a clip I want to show you guys of Candace. Candace is a former Real Housewives of Potomac star. She now basically is a watcher of the show. Here she is talking bad about Ashley.
The other Ashley. Forehead, girl.
Not forehead.
I wasn't saying anything, but since we're here and you put the microphone in my face, I'm going to say I'll keep it light well, first of all, I thought that Wendy and Ashley were friends.
On the show so far, they seem quite cordial.
On the current season?
Yeah, so far they seem
okay.
Unless I missed something, but yeah, they seem good.
Right. Well, so when I left, they were friends. They were friends. And unless something happened this current season, what would possess Ashley to say something like that? Something so celebratory in the face of what feels like a disaster and a travesty for Wendy. Like she had to have like slept with your man for you to say something like that. And being as how you don't have one, like what did she do? Did she
not have one?
Like you would have had to like snatch one of my kids for me to say that, because and this is just maybe home training that some of us don't have. Even my worst enemy, and I have a couple, in their misfortune, what you will never find me doing is like you said, dancing on their graves. Like it is a recipe. You are inviting the karma to come and whoop your ass. And karma has already come and come again for Ashley, as we've seen time and time again on the show. So I'm perplexed as to why she thought that was the best choice. I know cameras were rolling at the show.
It seemed like they were
which would that would, that would push her to just kind of go a little.
All right, I'm sick of her. I'm done. I'm done with her. Listen, girl, that's why you no longer on the show. Okay. I'm here for Ashley. I'm here for Ashley Dragon Wendy. Everybody who has worked with Wendy has said she has an air about her, and the mighty has fallen. I'm sorry. Wendy gives me, I think I'm better than you vibes. So she can talk about it. I'm here for it. Not to mention when Ashley's ex-husband, Michael Darby, was going through his issues with the alleged butt grabbing, people dragged them. They dragged their marriage. They came for her when she was going through her divorce. Everyone dragged him, including Wendy. So save it. Okay. It is what it is. But this episode of Real Housewives, again, it was boring. I'm getting bored. I'm not that interested this season. I'm just like, why is this dragging on? Like, it's already giving me, I'm already bored. Let me share this clip with you guys and show you what happened on the bus. Here we go. So the episode was Stacy and Kay arguing. I'm really kind of sick of Kay. Like, I'm honestly, I'm ready for her to go. I don't know why they brought her back. She can't even bring her boyfriend on the show. Part of her whole thing was the boyfriend or fiance didn't like that they were filming. So she ended up losing her whole relationship for this damn show. And she's boring. Her only interest is having drama where her new friend, the one who's her friend who's actually should be cast on the show because she's actually married and has kids and a life and things, an opulence and things I want to see. Kiarna gives me the help vibes. She does their makeup, or she has the face, the business where she does the med spa, it's just giving me like she's the help. I don't like her. I love Stacy. I'm sick of them dragging Stacy. This episode, I see that Kiarna and Stassi get into it. This is the preview for next week, guys. Guys, I'm talking about next week because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not interested in this episode. It was boring. It was giving me dragged out. They went to that event. I guess it was like the Derby of Maryland. That was interesting because that's opulent thing. But I'm just, it's like kind of like I said, there's no drama. It's boring. And it's not even just drama. It's like, why does everything have to be drama? Why can't we see their life more? Here we go.
Next time on The Real Housewives of Potomac.
I know you're going through a lot with Greg. I'm ready to make
ready for eating.
So this is their cash trip. They're going.
Stacey, your robe doesn't have anything on it.
Homegirl told me that you reached out to her, try to get close to somebody.
Stacey!
And that's the other reason why I'm here for people going at Wendy. Wendy always got problems with somebody. Now Wendy has a problem with Stacy. Again, I think Stacy is so nice. I think they're tripping. Stacy is like the nicest person ever. Who would have problems with Stacy? Like, I'm looking at you guys like you're crazy. Like, who cares if she lies? Her lying makes it interesting. But anyways, guys, we're not going to beat a belabored horse because I'm honestly kind of sick of Potomac. We're gonna move on to the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, the actual season that is bringing it this season. Out of all the franchises, Miami and Salt Lake City, in my opinion, have been the best. Okay. This episode of Salt Lake City, we saw Mary and Angie getting into it. I gotta say, Mary has stepped her game up this season, guys. At first, I kind of had the same vibes about Mary than I do about Kiarna, like, why is she here? But I really think Mary has earned her housewife title. I think she's opened up to us more. I like her better not being a preacher's wife and not seeing that. Here we go. This is her.
When you made fun of my fart.
Turn
A little bit mean.
a sisterhood.
Like when you made fun of my fart.
Turn sour.
Made fun of your fart.
Yeah.
At least Mary's warning us when she's ripping.
I was offended by it, okay?
The Real Housewives of Salt Lake.
So that was what the whole season was the whole episode was kind of about. She made fun of her fart. It made her uncomfortable. I do think Mary's very sensitive, but in the clips I saw, she was like really going in. It's like, you don't talk about your friends like that. So I kind of understand why they were upset. This episode, we also saw the continuation of the argument between Lisa and Angie. They're just going in, they're just arguing. It's like, when is this drama going to end? You know, basically Mary was telling Angie, like, you're getting mean. I don't like it. You're kind of getting on my nerves. You know, to me, there's some truth to that. Like, her personality has changed. I think her arguing is not the best look for Angie. Angie's a sweetheart. I can tell. I genuinely think she's a nice person. But I think for some reason, Lisa brings out the worst in people, and she brings out the worst in her. And her personality is shifting and changing. It was nice that we got to see her this week on kicking off the wife swap. I got some clips for that too. We're going to talk about that later. But it was nice seeing her episode of Wife Swap. That was nice. We got to see another side of her. But here is a clip that everyone's talking about. So this is my prediction. People were bragging and they're like, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, we have yet to see a divorce from them. And I agree. We have yet to see a divorce. So win for that. But I think Lisa Barlow and I think Bronwyn will be the first divorces we see, even before Whitney Rose and her husband going broke, because I think that they really do love each other. This clip right here, this is Bronwyn talking to her husband. Bro looks so over her. If over her was a person, this would be it. Yeah. So this vibe, this season, the vibes I'm getting is, I'm sick of you. I'm over you. I'm hooking up with my chick in China because she goes to Asia a lot. And I'm in this marriage because I don't want you to take half of what I have because I know you're a damn scammer. Because allegedly she was involved in some sort of financial scam, which doesn't surprise me because Bronwyn did give me scammer vibes. I'm not going to lie to you. Something about her was very fake to me. I think I did call that. Anyway, switching gears, we're going to talk about the next sham of a marriage. I got this clip, guys, for you. This is Lisa Barlow talking to her husband, literally telling him, okay, literally telling him, you know, that she spoke to a psychic about him. Let's watch. And by the way, she's a Mormon.
Like, talk to a psychic.
Hold on, guys. Here we go. So, yeah, Lisa, he's checked out. Number two, I don't blame him for being checked out. The rumors about him about her allegedly hooking up with that wealthy person that gave them the jazz tickets, true or not, it hurt their marriage. It hurt him. He looked like he got a side piece over there too, somewhere, maybe in Park City somewhere in the next town over. I mean, he looks checked out. He looks over her. The kids are getting older. One of the kid is, I think, in Brazil doing a mission because, you know, they're Mormons. The other kid is entering high school. He looked like, when this kid graduate, I'm out. He do look checked out. I'm not going to lie to you. He looks over her. He looks over the situation. Those rumors about her cheating, I'm sure, have gotten to him. She's always running off at a film festival, or at a concert, at a club. I'm sure he's over it. I'm sure he's over her and her BS. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. That was this week's episode of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Again, this was my favorite episode this week. Now we'll switch gears and move on to Real Housewives of Orange County. And I got to tell you guys, I'm kind of sick of Real Housewives of Orange County. I'm kind of sick of them talking about people that are not there. I'm kind of sick of the attacks on Gretchen. I'm kind of sick on all them making it be a political thing about everything. I'm kind of sick of Orange County. I'm ready. Listen, I was mad when they remixed New York. Y'all can come for me if you want to. I did not like when they remixed New York. I wish they would have used half the cast of the OGs and then brought in new girls. I am ready for them to shake up the deck completely and get rid of Orange County. Tamara needs to go. They all need to go. Emily needs to go. Gina needs to go. I'm so sick of Emily and Gina. And somebody said, and Kelly Dodd said this week, and I got to agree with her. When they were sitting there on the boat in their bathing suits, it was not inspiring. Okay, I'm a thick girl and I can say it. I don't want to see people not in shape in bathing suits on the Housewives. Sorry, I don't. I want to see abs. I want to see opulence. I want to see the Chanel. I want to see the Gucci. I want to see the name brand. Emily and Gina don't bring either. Okay, they don't. They're just regular to me. Gina's poor and Emily's fat. I said it, and I'm not trying to be mean, but that's not the opulence I want to see on the Housewives. I just don't. I want to see real opulence, okay? But nevertheless, this is the clip. Again, they're talking about people that are not there. They are obsessed with Alexis. I'm sick of hearing about Alexis. I'm sick of hearing about this wedding and this friendship. Here Shannon goes. Shannon definitely has to go, if nothing else. Here.
Wait, you didn't want the shower?
No, she didn't want the shower. She thought it was ridiculous.
I never said that shower was ridiculous. I said I don't do
about it when we were shopping about how ridiculous it was.
Shannon, at God I love her, but why is she having a bridal lunch?
I don't know.
Oh my
but I was like, why are we having a bridal shower for Jen when she doesn't even know when she's getting married?
Thank you. What are you doing right now?
I'm being honest about this. I'm being honest about it. You did
And I
not
sat
want
there
that
and I
party,
said-
and you expect us all to take time out of your day to foster this fake friendship.
What? Wait, did you say fake?
My friendship with Jen isn't fake. It hurts my feelings because I wanted it to be beautiful for Jen.
Do I appreciate the bridal shower? Yes. Would I have picked that for myself? No. But sitting here with all my friends and pointing that out to the one person who spent all that time and money planning it for me feels rude.
I didn't have an issue with it. Would I have asked anybody to plan that for me? No. Are you really the correct person to be doing this right now?
I know, right?
And not for nothing, Shannon, but I had your back so hard last year. I went through such a horrible time last year with Travis, and then my family comes back together this year, and maybe that's something to celebrate.
She wants a party. Oh.
I don't want a party. I just want things to be based on
I didn't
genuine
like this
feelings.
episode, but
You know what I mean?
Genuine feeling.
But this is my first time really watching
happy
that.
for her. What is the issue here? I feel like the issue really is the two of you. Like, I can see this new friendship forging, but it didn't seem very authentic. There's a lack of communication between you and Shannon, and we feel like you just automatically roll with it. Roll with Shannon. And
Like, don't roll on it.
yeah, blindly. You guys have this new friendship. You're always together. You're laughing and stuff, which is great. And I love that.
Let's just shake it in your wee then, because she's friends with her. She's probably going to that wedding.
Jesus Christ. Can someone not give her gummies anymore? She won't shut the up. I can't.
This was the best part of the episode. I'm not gonna lie.
Talking.
I'm arguing.
I'll stop
You're telling her to shut up.
All right, you go ahead.
No, I'm done now.
Let's play the silent game. Sometimes you just need your best friend to tell you to shut the up.
Yeah, and your best friend and you can both go bye-bye, okay? Yeah, I'm bored. Like, I'm not gonna lie. This is what I feel about it.
Is me.
Messy. They're just messy, okay? And also, this is what I have to say about a lot of the whole episode. This is what I have to say.
Nah, I'm getting it. I don't get it. Okay. So you getting that? I'm getting it. I don't.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I didn't get this episode. I didn't like it. They were in Amsterdam. They ate hot dogs. They were on a boat in their bikinis. It just was weird. Gretchen and forcing this, trying to make Gretchen and Tamra friends. I didn't get it. It was weird. I didn't like them forcing a friendship onto these people. It was just really weird. It was just odd to me. Like, I wasn't feeling it, guys. I'm just going to be honest with you. I wasn't feeling it. It just wasn't there. I didn't like it. It turned me off. It wasn't fun. It wasn't fun to watch. I didn't like it. I'm going to be honest with you. And I'm just kind of like tired of this season. I'm just ready for it to be over. I'm ready to move on from it. I'm ready. We need to stop trying to make this happen. It's not going to happen. Stop forcing a square peg. Okay, fine. You don't want to bring back Kelly Dodd. You don't want to bring back Vicky, who are actually people we do want to see. Then why are we making this happen? This season was so boring. And Heather needs to get moved to Beverly Hills. I want to see Heather on Beverly Hills. Heather actually is one of my favorite, even though I really don't like the show, but I want to see her move to Beverly Hills. Can we move Heather to Beverly Hills? That's what I'm asking for. I would love to see Heather move to Beverly Hills. Okay. But, Andy, if you're watching, let's consider that this is how we would make Orange County better, mixing it up and starting over, or just end it. Hang up the towel. Let's move on. Let's get some new seasons in there. I would like to see Vegas. I would like to see New Orleans. Let's hang it up. Put some money into fresh new blood. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I will be back next week hosting the new party Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. God bless. Good night. I'll be breaking down these videos later if you missed any of it. And please send prayers to Jamaica. I am half Jamaican, for those of you that may or may not know, and I am sending prayers. I'm praying for their safety. I'm praying and asking everyone to do the same. So God bless. Good night. Thank you for everything.
Welcome to Nora Christine Live. Live shows while we are sipping tea and serving truth. We dish out the hottest gossip and reality tea. We talk about everything from celebrity gossip and reality TV to current events and everything in between. We keep it real. If you like your tea with a side of sass and a little bit of shade, then this is a show for you. I'm your host, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You may know me as a co-founder, executive producer, and host of the New Party podcast. Every Friday, we drop a new episode at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So grab your cup of tea. Sit back and relax because you're in for a treat.